Hi there team, and welcome to today's workout. So I've got a beauty in store for you today. We're going to be working our chest and our back here, as well as our booty. Okay, and we're going to be on our backs throughout the workout, which is always a bonus, let's be honest. And to make things even more comfortable, I'm going to be doing my workout off my yoga bolster. If you don't have a yoga bolster, you can do this workout just directly onto the mat. That's not a problem. Alternatively, if you like the idea of having some sort of cushioning or padding under you, or lifting you off the ground a little bit, which does help with the intensity, you can get a cushion from the sofa or wrap up a few towels or a blanket. Okay, so just maybe work through the workout, see how it feels. It's a really lovely workout for sculpting your body, because remember, what we want to do is we want to tone and tighten, lift and firm, and these workouts are just perfect for that. So let's get started. I'm going to set my timer. You've got 2 supersets that we're going to do back to back, and we're going to do a minute on each move. Okay, so we're going to start with our upper body, and then we're going to do our lower body. Okay, so I've laid a medium weight either side of my bolster. I'm going to pull myself down, and I'm going to get my bra strap onto the bolster, kind of like so. I'm rolling back, and then I'm leaning back, and I'm going to grab that weight underneath. From here, I'm going to pull the weight using my back muscles, not using my arm muscles, okay? So you're going to pull the weight down using your back muscles, not your arms. So let's try that out. So we're lifting, and we are dragging the weight. Notice it's my lats that are doing the work, and a little bit of chest and triceps. So pull, pull and pull. So you don't need to go too far over the face. In fact, I'd prefer it if you avoided the face altogether, because you are effectively dragging the weight. And this is called a pullover. Now, the further you can go back behind you and hover off the floor, the greater the stretch, the greater the gains. And you know, if you've got that little wobbly bit under your bra strap that drives you insane, well, combined with nutrition, working on this muscle here will really fix that. It will really firm things up. So we're pulling and pulling and pulling. Well done. Almost there. I can really start to feel it. Okay, we're going in 3, in 2, in 1, and lay the weight behind you. Okay, we're now going to pick up the weight that we've got here. It's the same as the other one, but I've just left it at the bottom, so I've got the 2 weights rather than pull it over my head. And we're going to go into hip thrusts. Okay, so from here, we're going to hip thrust up, squeeze the glutes, and thrust. And thrust. If you find there's not enough thrust space, you can just nudge the bolster back. That's it. And so thrust and thrust and thrust. And as you work through these workouts, you might find that one weight needs to be adjusted. So again, I'm assessing the weight that I'm lifting, and I'm thinking to myself, I could probably go heavier on the booty thrust. So the next time I do this workout, I might actually pull out a heavier weight. Keep it going. Give me a few more. Squeeze at the top, press your heels into the mat. You can release the toes. Last 2. Last 1, hold and release. Okay, weight goes down, and we're going to go back to our pullover. So get yourself on your bolster, lengthen the arms. Remember, you're pulling with this muscle here. Let's go. Pull. I like to think of the word drag, actually. That really does help to describe how this feels. And remember, the further you can come back and hover off the mat, the better. Notice I'm not jigging my body up and down, I'm just holding everything in place and breathing. So exhale here, inhale, exhale here, inhale. There's something really empowering about doing your weights that are really strong and powerful, but in a super, super calm way. And literally by using these props, you can create your own gym at home. So pull and pull, getting an amazing workout there for the lats. Pull. It's getting quite tough. On my final few, we've got 2 more reps. 1 and 2, and place it down. So I'm definitely feeling like my hip thrust could go heavier, but there's no way my pullovers could go heavier. Okay, let's go in for our final set of hip thrusts. Remember, make sure you've got enough space at the back here, and we're going to press up to the sky. Try not to rib flare too much, so you are curling the tailbone up and then locking everything in place. So juicy squeeze on those glutes. Now lift the toes, press the heels into the mat, and notice the connection that literally drives up the back of your legs into your booty. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. You're doing amazing. Thrusting at the top, and that nice isometric hold at the top to really work those glutes. And press. And press. Give me 2 more. Last one. And release. Well done. Okay. Woo, that is your first circuit complete. Okay, take a 30-second rest, and we're going to go into our second circuit. We're now going to be working our chest, and we're going to go back into booty, but we're going to do it in a slightly different way. So, reposition your weights. So I'm going to have weights either side of me here. There we go. I'm going to go onto my back again, and I'm going to prepare myself ready for a chest press. So roll yourself back. Again, get your bra strap lined up, roll back. You're going to get your weights first of all. Whoop. Okay, load them safely onto your hips. Roll yourself back. You're going to twist the weights, line them up with your nipples, okay? Oh no, don't laugh. Okay, hover the elbows off the mat and press. That's it. I don't want you to press over your face. I want them to be in your nipple line, okay? Press, nice and even. We're going for 1 minute. No jigging up and down. Just focused. Now, if you were doing this at the gym, you might be on a bench, but you've managed to create your own bench here at home. Remember, you could use a cushion off the sofa or some rolled up towels, or if you are planning on continuing your lifting career, which I think you will be after this, you might want to invest in a bolster. Keep it going. And exhale at the top, inhale down. Last one, exhale at the top, inhale down. Okay, we're going into our second move. We're actually going to put the weights here in the creases of the legs, and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and we are going to do a frog pump. So we're coming down and up, frog pump, down and up, frog pump. So this is just targeting the glutes in a slightly different way. Frog pump up, frog pump. Well done. That's it, sculpting those curves, remember? And we do that by lifting heavy-ish weights. Okay, not by, or lifting weights that challenge you. Let me rephrase that. So it doesn't matter what the number is on the weight, but it should be challenging you. And it should be challenging you to a fairly high degree. So on your final couple of reps, you should feel like you really possibly couldn't push that many more out. Last one, hold and release. Okay, I'm gonna let the weights drop and I'm gonna reset. Loading the weights here, rolling back, pushing up to the sky, line those weights up, and we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and press. There we go. What's lovely about pressing off the bolster is it just gives you that little bit extra range at the bottom here, so you're getting a magnificent stretch on the chest, okay, which equals great gains. But unlike if you were doing it at the gym on a bench, you're actually having an inbuilt spotter, i.e. the floor, because if anything happened, you could just drop the weights here. You can just rest your elbows and you're out of trouble. So it's a really nice supportive way to lift, and it's also a very progressive way to lift. Okay, my final few reps here are getting quite tough. Okay, so we've got 3 more. I want you to assess how it's feeling. Oh, it's getting quite tough now. Last one. Well done. Okay, you ready for your frog pump? I'm just gonna nudge myself down a little bit. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, that's it, better. Okay, I'm gonna line the weights up in the creases of my hips. We're going in for the final frog pump. So soles of the feet together and squeeze. 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 Well done, team. If that feels uncomfortable for you, you can always just take one weight and have it across. So remember, never be afraid to adapt, to move, if you get into it and it's not working for you. I want you to be the master of your own practice. And once you start practicing, you will discover that there are lots and lots of different ways to do things. There's no right or wrong. There's just a way that works for you as long as you stick to the key principles. Okay, give me 4 more. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Allow that weight to come down by your side. And then when there's one final bonus, just to finish off this fabulous workout, I want you to lay back on the bolster. Allow your arms to stretch open. That's going to stretch open your chest. You can cross your legs and allow your hips to open. That's going to stretch out through your hips. And just melt and dissolve yourself down to the earth. And enjoy the next few minutes. Woo. You worked super hard. Well done. I shall see you on the mat next time. Take care.